Good evening and welcome to the Universidad Europea de Valencia. My name is Carmen Lozano. I'm enrollment advisor at university, and it's for me both an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to our third virtual open house event of this 2023 year, which aims to set light upon our bachelor's degrees in English. So first of all, we want to introduce you in our world, to know who we are. So let's start with the following video showing what we do and who we are.
¿Nunca te has preguntado qué hay más allá de esas cuatro paredes? Ingeniera, no está mal. Y más allá de todas esas preguntas que siempre te haces. Javi, me dejas sin palabras. La respuesta está solo a un paso. Universidad Europea. Ve más allá.
So, as you've already seen, we are a private and international university which landed in Madrid in 1989, and after of that, we also landed with another two other locations, Valencia and Canary Island. Today we're going to put our focus in Valencia, where we start our project in 1995 and never stopped growing since then. Once again, let me introduce our campus with the following video talking about how it's our Valencia campus. So, as you've already seen, we are really well located just in the heart of the city, with three different campuses along the city center, along the Turia River, and moreover, we are happy to announce that we will open a new one, which will be the largest of the city in the university. All right, let me check, because for any reason this doesn't go far. Okay, so we are right now. I was talking about our campus. You can see on the screen a few pictures and the project of the new one that will be the largest of the city, as I was talking before. And all right, so studying at the Universidad Europea is not just a place where you will attend classes, but a platform also for you to spring into the world with a more globalized and digitalized mentality. That's why about half of our students come from more than 60 different countries worldwide, making us the most international university in Valencia and one of the most international universities as well in Spain. So, as a student in our university, you will be able to complement your training with internships and training placements in more than 40 different countries. We have more than 4,500 students just in Valencia. In Madrid, we have, I think, about 20,000. It's kind of crazy. It's a little city inside Madrid, what we have. And 90% of our international students secure employment within their first year of graduating. So you can be safe and not to worry about that, because we know employability is important for you. So, which is why we strive to bring you as close as possible to the professional world from day one. We have signed agreements and built enduring relationships with a multitude of companies and institutions worldwide, where you, as a student, will experience and get that practical experience working hand in hand with reputable professionals of your field, be that an engineer, a CEO of a big company, a dentist, a psychologist, whatever. And because not everything is going to be about studying, let's take a quick look in our campus life, because it's important for you, for us as a future student, to discover everything the university has to offer us. For example, our clubs, or workshops, or conference, or cooperation activities, or what we call the School of Life, which are the extracurricular and free credits that we give to our students in order to develop their skills and competencies. It's like an extra for those that want to know more about any field or to want practice, because what we get already, they consider it's not enough, or whatever. Our clubs are quite the same. I mean, we are the university with more clubs in Spain. So with our robotic lab clubs, for example, you will be able to know about artificial intelligence with our physics students, or in the criminalistic club, you will know more about how work the mind of a politician, or a policeman, or a, I don't know, a person from which like making a crime, for example. But we also have extra academic clubs, as for example the running club or the gaming club. So you will be free to enjoy and just chill with your friends, or making new friends, know more students from other fields, and would be for sure really enrichment for you. Okay, now it's time to talk about our academic model, which is one of the most important things about our university, and one of the things we're more proud of, because it's our academic method is always based in the challenge based learning and in our learning by doing. That's how we call it, because from day one, as I talked before, you will experience as close as possible. You will experience how it's going to be your future as a professional in different fields. You will experience with our smart labs, for example. The smart labs are like classrooms that we have to make the specific practice in the different fields, different areas of knowledge. But you will study with the experts of that fields in simulated environments, with pioneering facilities, with the best and newest technologies, always focusing in data driven, always focusing in numbers, and yeah, just making the transdisciplinary knowledge independent of what are you studying. All right. I think now there's time to get in, and we're gonna start talking about our faculties. As you will know, we in this session we're gonna talk about our English degrees. In degrees taught 100% in English. So we are divided in two groups, the knowledge fields. So in first place, we're going to talk about our health sciences faculty, which we have 3 English degrees right now. And after that, we will talk about our Faculty of Social Sciences, where we have more English degrees. Okay, let's start with our Faculty of Health Sciences. The first I want you to know is that half of our students, in fact, more than 50% last year of our students were studying at this faculty, in health sciences faculty. So you will feel really comfortable being with another international student, as students as you. For example, you will feel the experimental learning as we I was talking about a few moments, and you will experience to the simulated environments in our simulated hospital, for example, that we have in Madrid, or in our dental clinics that we have in Valencia. So we will bring you the latest technologies once again, and all the knowledge that we have put in to your service. Um, I'm gonna introduce this faculty, showing the following video in order to see our facilities and what I'm talking about. So let's start with the video. So let's start with our first degree. It's going to be dentistry. So the first I would like to point out, it's that bachelor degree, because it's ranked as one of the three best degrees to study in Spain in our university. It's one of our best joys in Valencia, and as I already talked to you, we have now two dental clinics. So we are really proud of our students, and it's repeating the same, and they will learn with the latest technologies, such as our smart lab, in which they will employ unique and virtual reality simulators, experiencing sensations almost identical to those they will felt with real patient. And from the very beginning, students will acquire the necessary skills and abilities for patient care. We treat more than 4,000 real patients by year, so they will know from their first year how it's going to be dentistry. Now let's take a look to our bachelor degree in psychology. It's new from this year. It's going to be first promotion of 23-24 year. And okay, the students that that choose that area, which it's really demanded right now, they will gain a deep understanding of the human behavior to help improve society, which is really important. Our degree has a strong practical approach, since from the third year you will carry out as a student internships in external centers and learn all about the clinical practice with real patients in institutions and psychology clinics. All in all, you will complete more than 600 hours of internship, so you will feel 100% comfortable treating and diagnosing patients in a real life setting after all that. And finally, talking about our bachelor degree in biotechnology, let's touch upon to that bachelor, which is a psychology will be new next course, and you will learn with this course all about the pharmaceutical industry at large, as well as the latest technological advances in bioscience. And thanks to our innovative curriculum, you will acquire the skills needed to develop and improve the design of, for example, new drugs or food products, to mention some of that. And it's one of our latest and most innovative degrees as psychology, but biotechnology is even more new and very, very, very technological degree. I see that we are about 20 people connected. So if anyone wants to mention anything, or wants to know more about anything, or wants to question whatever, please feel free to do that. After of the season, in the last part, we will have a Q&A. I will count with my colleague Jose, that it's now in the chat with you, and it will be with me also, the director of the international department, and the director of tourism and translation degrees. Both are in English, of course. So we will be ready in the Q&A to answer any question you have. But if in the meanwhile you want to know something of anything I'm telling, just please feel free to ask, because we will be I will be happy to answer whatever. Okay. In the meanwhile, I'm going to put focus in our social science faculty, which is the next one. And of course, it's in the same way as the health science faculty. I mean, we are based as the other faculty, as in other faculties, following our academic model. We are making the experiential feel for our students in everything. So our challenge-based learning method would be the same as I told you before. For few examples, I can tell you would be, for example, our criminalistic workshop, as where you will feel in like an escape room, and you will feel what it's to be, how does it feel, what is to be a interpreter international in our interpretation booths. And also you will feel like you are in a court in our legal clinic that simulates a courtroom, a real courtroom. Okay. Putting in our focus in on the our English degrees. I'm going to start with marketing. It's the first one on the list. Okay, first of all, I want to mention something really important, that it's I'm going to talk about the first degrees, but after of that, I will be introducing my colleague Emmanuel. As I told you before, it's our director of translation and tourism. Hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is ready to connect with us. So as we are now ready to talk about social science faculty, I really would appreciate if I didn't mention something in any of the other degrees. So, and you want to make, if you want to make a point in anything, please just you can talk whenever you want. Okay. And we're gonna start first with marketing. So it's one of our latest degrees. Marketing is, as the other cases, as biotechnology and psychology. This year will be the first one in marketing in English, because we have already in Spanish, and has worked really well. And it's degree that um, it comes from UK and has a lot of American influences. Would be necessary to put in English too. So you will receive in this degree a very comprehensive training in all the key aspects of the new forms of digital marketing. We put really the focus in their digital marketing. It's the most demanded area in marketing. So you will study topics that include the consumer behavior, value propositions, technological innovation, business processes, and also, of course, communication and social media. In our bachelor degree in business and an entrepreneurship, which is also in our double degree with marketing, you would like to make it, and it's a 4-year program as the other simple degrees, and it's designed to equip you with the skills to lead in the ever-changing business world. So the business management and entrepreneurship degree includes subjects such as economics, strategic management, marketing as well, human resource management, finance, and all the stuff you really need to know to to have the comprehension of how works a real company. All of these will give you the skills, once again, such communication, leadership, teamwork, so you will be able to adapt to all sorts of in professional environments. Our global bachelor degree in international relationships, it's another of the most demanded degrees. So with this degree you will become an expert in diplomacy and gain a firm understanding of how sovereign states or NGOs, interest groups, stakeholders, banks, and other international entities communicate with each other, all from an international, political, economic, social, and legal perspective. It's a really 360 degree to know about the international relationships. So if you envision yourself participating in internships within the United Nations of in the European Union, or collaborating on a Spanish diplomatic mission abroad, perhaps this global bachelor degree could be for you. And if you want to go further and you want to make another step, we also count with our double degree in law and international relationships. It's a 5-year program, as all our double degrees we have at university, and it will give you even a very more globalized and perspective of their legal law, the international law, and it would be very interesting to train professionals in both legal and diplomatic areas. So you will gain a multidisciplinary training to become a global professional and in the legal, political, and diplomatic fields. Okay, now I think that it's turned to Emmanuel. As I told you, I'm really happy to come with him here in our session. As I said, I'm going to repeat once again. He is the director of the international department in the university, and it's also the translation and tourism director. So he will explain everything and much better than me all about these 2 degrees, and also he can give us more information about the internships in the different countries and everything you want to know about studying outside and whatever. So welcome, Emmanuel. Now it's your turn.
Okay, thank you very much, Carmen. Thank you very much for presenting those very successful degrees in our university. And thank you for inviting me today to
It's a
introduce
pleasure.
you to my 2 degrees and also the international office that I'm managing. So, again, I would like to invite you to send all your questions if you have questions on tourism, on translation, on all the other degrees, and also on the international exchanges in general. We are the most international university of the Valencian region, so we have a lot of international opportunities for you. So let's start with tourism and leisure management. Why is it different? Well, first, it's a very international program. Well, I know you're hearing the word international a lot during this presentation, but it is what it is. We have seen that we have almost 50% of international students in this university. Well, in this degree, we have almost 90% of international students. So it's like working at the UN. Well, all our
Mhm.
students are coming from different countries, which is in itself enriching very much the studies because they are all sharing their background, their culture, the tourism perspective, which is completely different if you are comparing students from Armenia or students from Portugal, for example.
Yes.
So it's very interesting, well, to deal with this kind of student population. And then we also have international teachers. And for example, we have a teacher which is working at the International Tourism Organization, which is an agency from the UN. So you see, we really like to contract interesting professionals. They are international, but they're also experts and they know a lot about tourism. And when we say tourism in this university, we don't mean only hotel management. Obviously, we do, but we mean a lot of other things. We are speaking about tourism planning. That is to say, all these people that are working behind, that are invisible, but they are working, they are managing the plans, well, to make sure that we are discovering new countries and they are making our dreams come true. We are talking about beauty tourism, about health tourism, about sustainable tourism. You have to know that Valencia, it's a top destination for tourists in Europe. And so this is also why, well, it's very nice to learn tourism in this capital of tourism, which is also the capital of sustainable tourism in Europe. It has been chosen by the European Commission. So we have a lot to show you in tourism. Now let's talk about translation. Well, translation obviously is an international degree. We are teaching Spanish, we are teaching English, we are teaching French and German. And we are dealing with all the different types of translation, written translation, audio-visual translation. I'm sure you're watching a lot of video games, a lot of Netflix movies and
Mhm.
series. Well, they are all translated, they are all dubbed. Well, it is done by human translators. I insist on that. And there's a lot of work. So the majority of our students which have studied translation, they are all working 1 year at least after the end of their studies, which is again a record. So it's very dynamic. All the classes are very practical, whether if we are talking about translation or tourism, but also and I would like to support my colleague from the other degrees like international relations and
Yeah.
business administration. They're all doing a lot of visits outside the university. We are receiving a lot of guest speakers too, which makes it very dynamic. As Carmen was saying, we are very close to the professions and we
Mhm.
see that every day. So I think that it makes our offer a very international, dynamic, professional offer, taking into account our unique academic model that Carmen also showed you. And for all these degrees, the international office has also prepared a very interesting destination. So if you want to spend a semester or 2 semesters abroad, well, the international office will inform you of all the possible destination all the students which will have chosen a destination are going abroad. This is not happening in all the universities, but in ours, it's the case. If you want to go abroad, if you comply with the academic criteria, you will be able to go abroad. And when I say abroad, I mean, well, from Canada
Yeah.
to Chile, UK, Germany, Australia, South Korea. Well, we have a country for all the taste for all our students. And again, please send me your questions. I'll be very happy to answer them. And Carmen, the floor is back to you.
Thank you, Manuel. Thank you. All right. Now we finished talking about our English degrees. I hope all the information we gave to you will be helpful. As my colleague told you, please feel free to ask in the time you want, whatever, any question you have. We are talking now. Okay, we have our first question. Let's see, Emmanuel. How many classes are there in the degree in international relations? How many students do we are per class? If I'm not in a mistake, the classes are about 30, 40 students. Uh, I don't know if I'm wrong, Emmanuel, with this
Yes,
with
I
this
mean,
number.
in general, we can say that, especially in the social sciences faculty, classes are quite small. Okay, so in general, it's around 25, 30 maximum.
13. Okay.
It's a bit bigger in health. There we can have classes with 30 to 40. We are talking about theoretical classes. For practical classes, we have groups of 2, 4, or 7 students. So you see, it's really tailor-made education here.
Okay, it's important difference for the practices and for the magistral classes. I mean, about 30 students by class. Okay. So,
And yes, and the
yeah,
second part of the question, how many classes? Well, normally you have 10 subjects per year, and the majority of the subjects have 4 hours per week. So you have 5 subjects per semester. It means that you have 20 hours of class per week. In general, all the classes are stuck together, meaning that you're arriving, let's say, at 8:30 in the morning until 12:30, and
yeah,
then you have the afternoon free, well, to do homeworks and
it's
preparation. But you're not going back and forth to the university. Everything is prepared for your comfort.
okay. Perfect. If there's no more questions right now, okay, let's start to talk about our mission process. Okay, there's another question. um, all right. No, okay. Let's answer this question. The other ones we're gonna let them for the time for the Q&A because we have to advance and probably you will have more questions after about the admission process or living in Spain and different things. So let's answer this question and after that let's start to talk about our process to become a university students. So let's read the question of Sandra. You mentioned psychology degrees, your first promotion, really challenging for you and students. Tell us more information about professional curriculum of teachers who will initiate it. All right, so the teachers in psychology, please and kindly note that it will be our first psychology degree in English, but we have experience with psychology in Spanish, and it's one of our most demanded degrees. In fact, we had in past year we had to ask for more vacancies because the demand was kind of crazy. A lot of students want every year to study psychology, and it's a degree that it's demanding every year more. So you won't have to worry about the experience, our experience in that. Your professors for sure will be even the same for of psychology in Spanish, and the practices will be in some of them in the same places or clinics, that have international patients. Notice also that Valencia is one of the most international cities in Spain. You have a lot of tourists, as Emmanuel said before. We are like a capital in sustainable tourism and tourism in general. So we are in many companies. They are experience it with international people. You won't have to worry. But if you want to know more about our teachers, you can check our website. You can check by filtering by the degree in psychology, and you can check. If I'm not wrong, Emmanuel, is it right? You can check all of our teachers, the curriculums, and all the stuff you need to know about the degree. So don't worry. Okay, so now let's start with the admission process, because it's quite long and I don't want you to feel to get bored. So our admission process is quite simple. Okay, I don't know. Okay. It's quite simple, as you can see in the screen. The first step the first step for you will be to establish contact with one of our advisors, who will be your contact throughout the admission process. We will assign you an advisor that is a true expert in the field of your interest or your choice, and they or she will be answering any questions you may have and providing you and your family a campus tour of our installations if you need to, and all informations and virtual session or whatever you need. So your advisor will give you access to your pre-student portal and will see your online admission test that consists in one professional skills and abilities test, a competencies test, which will evaluate, for example, how you work in a group, how you make decisions, your level of empathy, self-motivation. It's to know how you are. So don't worry about that, because it's something that you ask us a lot. So if it's difficult, if you have to learn to have the test and the answer always is no, you won't have to study. It's just to know you and know how you develop your skills. So after that, you will get a Spanish level exam or an English level exam, depending of the degree of your choice. But as the degrees that we are talking about are in English, probably you will have to get both level tests, the Spanish and the English as well. Regardless of any previous official language certificates you may have, you will need to take that test. These are about 50 minutes of duration and contain a grammar, listening, and reading section. And please kindly note that if your maternal language it's either Spanish or English, you will not need to take that specific test. And last but not least, the most important part of the admission process will be the written interview, comprised of 5 questions in which you will need to respond as honestly and detailed as possible. That is the most important part of the admission process. It's about 90% of all the admission. So please take it seriously and make it chill at home, I mean, with any distraction. All right, it's about another maybe 40-50 minutes. So upon completing your online admission test and your interview, our selection committee will evaluate your results, and within about 48 hours your admission status and your advisor will tell you if you admitted. So If it's the case, that I'm sure will be, the university, if the Universidad Europea is the right fit for you, that I'm sure will be too, your next step would be to reserve your place within your pre-student portal. So making this step, you will, in first place, will guarantee your spot within your bachelor's degree and will allow you to proceed forward with your registration process. They will also permit you to apply for scholarships, which is really important for many students. We will talk of that now. And of course, we'll provide you the peace of mind knowing that you are officially off to university in fall of 2023 year. Notice too that that there are limited number of spaces by degrees. So again, it's my recommendation to avoid waiting until last minute, to avoid also to entering waiting list. And I forget to tell you that our application window for upcoming year is open, so you can apply whenever you want. You will see now in the screen a few reminder and resume of just what we talked, the 3 steps of the admission process. Not to forget the motivational interview, the skill and abilities test, and the languages test. And now let's start with my favorite parts and also yours. A lot of time. Oh, I forget talking about the scholarship. Sorry, almost forget. You will find in our website all of our numerous, because we have many scholarships. Some of them from ours, and some of them with our business agreements with banks. For example, Santander Bank scholarships that also helps you a lot with your studies, and you just will ask for them to your enrollment advisor, that will give you all the information you really need to know about that. But it's important to take to notice that the scholarships are given following the time of the application. So it's important, once again, avoid to wait until next month, until you finish your course, because we usually give 10% of our vacancies in scholarships. So in a class of 20, we will give usually 2 scholarships. It's really easy that fast are getting. So take a note of that. Also, take a look in our discounts in what we call our early bird, that gives you discount in your in the reservation fee, which is an amount that will be helpful for you. Yeah, because we want that money won't be a barrier for you to study with us. All right, now it's time to talk about what I was talking. What usually it's your favorite part of the session, that it's living in Spain, and most specifically living in Valencia with us. I don't know if you read the news last month, but Valencia was chosen as best city to live for foreign residents. It was ranked as the best city in the world. So it's for sure viable. It's a warm, laid-back character, green nature, affordability, all of that make the city so one of the most attractive in our country, and in fact never stands still. Valencia is always implementing ecological, for example, and urban mobility initiatives, such as new bike paths and extremely efficient public transport system. And it's no surprise that was earned the title of the World Design Capital for last year, 2022. You will be able to enjoy the best paella you've ever had, and moreover, the variety of flavors is going to steal your heart, because we have a very great gastronomy, and we have also international food that comes worldwide. And of course, one of the main reasons why expats choose Valencia as their destination is the warm Mediterranean climate, because for those that don't know that, the temperatures will reach about 30 degrees, 32 in summer. It's way that we go further than that. And in winter, we usually never had under 6, 7 degrees by night. We have many days of sun. In fact, we have more than 300 days of sun by year. So it's really comfortable city in many different ways. So yeah, you can also we enjoy 2 million square meters of green areas, gardens. We have also the Biopark Zoo, the touristic city of arts sciences, and our biggest event, and for sure you will hear about that, it's Las Fallas. It's a festival of fire that takes place every year in March, and people all over the world come for this feast of for the senses. You will enjoy also the party, and I didn't mention that before, but our campus in Valencia are really urban, are in the heart of the city. I said that we are in the heart in the city, really well located, but I didn't say that we are about 5 minutes or 10 from the real city center, and we are located in one of the best areas in the city, with a lot of gardens, terraces, rooftops, and a lot of places where you will want to be after class to take anything with your friends. And finally, I would like to mention that Valencia is well located, communicated with with other cities, with the main capital cities in Spain, as Madrid, which is about 2 hours by train, 3 hours train ride from Barcelona, Alicante, Sevilla, or Malaga, which are very kind cities to visit. And talking about the practical services you need to know, I would like to mention the accommodation stuff. First of all, after we're gonna talk about the health insurance, for sure you will need, and visa and identity number. So, talking about the accommodation, you will see in the screen right now. We don't have an arrangement with any school to live or residents, but we always recommend both residents you are seeing, La Concepción and Marina Real, because both are really close to our campus. First one it's about 5 minutes walking, and the other one it's about 10. And we want that our students will live as close as possible one from others, so they will get they will go together to classes and go back, and the behavior, I don't know how to say in English, the environment you will feel will be very similar to the one you will feel at the class. So, and both are good. But if you prefer to rent any place or share an apartment, our advisors will be happy to recommend you another options. You can see on the screen the websites of many different portals and places where you can rent a place to live very close to campus and in an offer way. And about health insurance, regarding health insurance, there are various options at your disposal, but according to their prices, coverage, and quality of doctors and healthcare staff, we always recommend Nueva Mutua Sanitaria, whose contact information you will find on the screen, the telephone number and the email if you want to ask them anything. But in the same way as with the accommodation, our advisors will be happy to get the numbers of reference and give you more information about that. So you won't have to worry if you can take now the number of something, because we have everything kept for you. And finally, we have the visa and enrollment requirements, with it's one of the things that worry you the most. Of course, it's one of the most important things for international students that want to come here to study in Spain. So regarding your student visa, we will provide you the documentation needed to file for your visa through the Spanish embassy or consulate in your home country once have confirmed your place and paid your reservation fee for the upcoming academic year. You won't have to worry. We will give you all the help you will need. All right, and finally, as a future UA student, please take a look and enjoy how will be your first day with us, and let me know if you notice any familiar face. Let's take the following video.
Welcome to Universidad Europea de Valencia. Today we are going to introduce you to the people that will help you, that will support you, and that will make sure that you have fun at the university too.
Estoy contenta, tenía muchas ganas de tener el primer contacto. Quiero aprender, conocer a gente nueva, voy con un amigo también, socializar, vida universitaria, todo lo que mola.
Je suis content et rassuré des informations qu'on a pu avoir. L'encadrement, l'académie, elle a l'air vraiment sympa. Ça nous donne envie de nous lancer dans la fac et dans notre domaine.
All right. We will now open the floor for our Q&A. Of course. Within the live chat, you are free to ask us any questions, as I told you before, and you may have about each degree or the admission process, or campus, living in Spain, the international internships, whatever. My colleagues or myself will answer it in other section. All right, it seems like it looks like we have no more questions, or my colleague was answering all of them. So, okay, we finish with that. Note that tomorrow we'll get in contact with you by email for those that previously were getting your contact, but in case we don't have your contact, or you want to after of today you want to know more or put in contact with us or with an advisor, please, you have in the screen all our telephone number of the admission department team and also the email of the team. So if there's no more questions, I thank you, students, for the questions you had before and for being here in this session. Thank you also to my colleagues, Emmanuel and Jose. It was an honor to be with you this afternoon. And for the students, I know that choosing a degree and a university, it's without doubt one of the most difficult decisions as a young person has to make. Therefore, it's my recommendation to research in detail a wide range of universities, study their 4 or 5 curriculum year, evaluate the professors, the campus installations, take into account the internships they offer, and explore the extracurricular activities they may have. Because those of us that are a bit older than you can agree that our university years from 18 to 22, 23, 24, it's perhaps one of the most exciting chapters in a person's lives. So if you envision yourself studying through project-based learning, gaining experience in a professional settings, participating in clubs and sport teams, or cultivating lifelong friendships, perhaps the Universidad Europea is the right fit for you. On behalf of the university, thank you so much for connecting with us this evening. Classes will start in September and we hope to see you all around the campus. Bye-bye.